That's what we do.
Reseal. Let's go. Let's go.
I told y'all.
Shout out to Bird B.
Pay attention.
I have to find him.
What's going on, YouTube? We back in the Low Key Cave, Keyshawn Knobs YouTube page, aka Mr. Low Key, and we back with another TV show review. This time we got The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, Season 1. Oh, I think this is a limited series. Man, if I'm not mistaken, this is a limited series. But anyway, it's officially the return of Rick Grimes, man. Anybody who has been with The Walking Dead, who have stuck with The Walking Dead through all the bad bullshit ass seasons, episodes, or whatever, we finally got Rick Grimes back, man. Say what you want to say about Walking Dead, man. It definitely was a pivotal moment in television, especially when it comes to just horror shows or even just zombie genre, whether it was TV or movies. The Walking Dead did something phenomenal, but most importantly, character build, making you care about characters. That's probably one of the most important things, because we got people that we was rooting for, that we was actually cheering for, that we didn't want to see die, and having pivotal moments where people were getting knocked off left and right between season 1 going into season 4, where you didn't know where somebody was going to go. Hey, Walking Dead was definitely a monumental show and a landmark in television. With all that being said, man, Rick Grimes left us a long time ago. Like, he left us a couple seasons ago. I ain't gonna front. I can't remember the last time we had seen him. I know a helicopter took him off. He was on a bridge. It exploded. We thought this was supposed to be. It was promoted as Rick's last episode. Like, this is his farewell episode. He was gonna die, but no, surprise, he did not die. My apologies. My camera making sure it's clear. But yeah, and ever since then, we just been in the limbo. Scott Gimple did announce, though, we was going to get a movie or whatever, but I'm actually glad it went this route as far as the TV version route, because, yeah. Anyway, Daryl is a very good character. Carl, everybody, man, very good characters, and I like the way The Walking Dead, instead of making Daryl like the new Rick, they just made everybody essential characters, because you couldn't replace Rick, and it's obvious with this first episode, which is called Years, man. Your boy Andrew Lincoln just dives right back into this character, man, and what we are getting in this first episode is essentially where Rick has been the past 5 years, as far as, when we get that time jump in the Walking Dead episode after Rick disappears or whatever. This is where he's been when he was captured by your girl. I can't remember her name, but the Garbage Patch Kids or whatever. But CRM. And I'm not going to front, I was one of those people who did not watch The Walking Dead Beyond like that. So all those little hidden moments or messages in here that's coming from that show, hey, it is what it is. I'm sorry, y'all. It was hard for me to even get on Walking Dead Dead City. Shout out to my guy Bigger Four. Make sure y'all go check out his YouTube channel. He got me onto that, and I actually enjoyed it. I still got to watch Daryl Dixon. But when it comes to The Walking Dead, man, they just left me with a bad taste. And the fact that we got some good zombie shows like Black Summer on Netflix is not coming back. They didn't get the recognition I feel like it deserved. But anyway, in this first episode, man, we get Rick pretty much. I'm glad they didn't go this route either, because I thought this is what they was going to do. Like, and they're captured pretty much. And now they just running around killing zombies or whatever in the woods. But it's more so of Rick trying to escape. So we are just getting him going through pretty much the emotions of trying to get back to Michonne and essentially his kids. And throughout these 5 years, that's what we're getting with him. His struggle to try to escape the CRM. The thing about it is, they have rules, so essentially when you try to escape, you're supposed to be released or die. It's right then and there. But he got one guy in particular, Donald Okafor, who took a particular liking to Rick. And he just won't kill him. He keep saving him pretty much. Anytime Rick tries to escape or tries to get away, he tries to save him, man. I'm not comic book accurate, but I know it's a very pivotal moment in here that they never did with the original Walking Dead. But and this is a spoiler review, just like y'all know spoilers. Rick ends up cutting off his hand, and this is in a moment where he's trying to escape. And I was like, oh, I remember them talking about this when the original show was out, as far as the whole thing with, in the original comic, Rick's hand gets cut off, or he cuts his hand off or whatever. So yeah, he ends up cutting his hand off, and I'm trying to escape. And the guy still ends up saving him, as far as this guy, Donald Okafor. This guy, Donald Okafor, when he makes his presence, I'm sitting here like, okay, interesting character. Shout out to my Snowfall fans. I didn't know this was your boy, Lenny. I think that's his name, but yeah, you watch Snowfall, you know. But yeah, man, he came on with a very good presence. The dialogue and I ain't gonna say the chemistry, but just the interactions between him and Rick, I really enjoyed because it's not like him and the governor as far as Rick. It's not like him and Negan. It's almost this guy is somewhat fond of Rick. It's like I ain't gonna say he looks up to Rick, but he admires Rick. And you can tell that they say this in the show that people like Rick, who are pretty much strong-willed and coming over here, it's like they wouldn't keep nobody like this because he's somebody who could potentially turn other people against the CRM to get to follow him and what he's trying to do. The thing with Rick and his mindset in this episode, in this show, though, is like, nigga, I ain't trying to do none of that. I don't care about what's going on over there. That ain't my people. I'm just trying to get back to my family. That's it. That's all. Rick ain't trying to save everybody. Rick ain't trying to do all this other shit. Like, you're not getting Rick Grimes from the original Walking Dead, and that's another interesting thing I'm going to talk about later on. But essentially, like I said, he was saved at the same time he was kidnapped. So, whatever motive or agendas that they got as far as the CRM, that ain't his. And that's the thing with Donald Okafor. As far as the guy up here on the left, the black dude, he just pretty much has this plan. He essentially has something that he is trying to do that's trying to not really overtake the CRM, but he's trying to do something different because you know the whole process with they A's and B's, and I know Walking Dead Beyond kind of went into more explanations with that or whatever. Like I said, I didn't watch that, but still, the way he's starting to explain in the process of which they do stuff, he wants to do something different, and he feels like Rick could be that guy. And we essentially got this other character too named Pearl, who you can almost say somewhat is, I ain't gonna say the female version of Rick, but she's very strong-minded and very strong-willed for too. Her and this guy Donald Okafor have their own history too because she essentially tried to kill him. So she was trying to escape also. So he ends up choosing Rick and this girl because of their defiance and because of the fact that he sees them as leaders. Essentially to the plan that he has for what he feels like could be the future of CRM or something else, what he would want to call it or whatever. So the plan that he got and essentially what he's trying to do for, I guess you could say humanity moving forward. And his whole thing with Rick is, nigga, you need to let anything in your past go. Stop worrying about your kids, stop worrying about your wife, and just look forward. And that's the thing, Rick. Like, no, nigga, I want my family back. I don't care about those people. They got nothing to do with me. I need to go check on my kids. You gotta remember, Rick got his daughter, Shane, and y'all know. And he got his son with Michonne. And essentially, he just want to see Michonne. My man, I ain't gonna lie, Rick didn't say nothing about Daryl. He didn't say nothing about Carol. He ain't say nothing about nobody else. Man, I know he wants to see them too, but still, his main thing is getting back to Michonne and his kids. But yeah, it's some very good character moments in here, man, especially with Rick. And I'm glad this whole episode is focused on Rick and essentially what he went through in those 5 years trying to get back to Michonne and his kids. And like I said, it's like Andrew Lincoln, as far as the actor, get thrown right back in his character. He ain't never left. But it's also seeing the way he's changed. And you can see it because after so many numerous attempts of him trying to escape, and I forgot I want to introduce my guy I've lost too, as far as Bell. We didn't get too much with him, but I'm guessing he is kind of the big guy over, I would say, the military part of the CRM, or the defense part of the CRM or whatever. But him and Rick kind of have some conversations too. But it's a lot of good moments in here with Rick. Outside of his escape attempts, he's having these dreams about him what's shown pretty much in a normal life outside of the zombie apocalypse. And he kind of have a relationship with this guy who's essentially trying to get into, I guess, the carefree part of the city or whatever, because the CRM has pretty much got this whole little city that they have kind of created. They got this part, I guess, with people who can come over. It's pretty much starting a new life. Then you got the people, I guess, that they're training to be a part of CRM. I guess the defense side or the army side, the military. I don't know. It's a little bit that goes in here in the way they explain it, how this new city is being run, essentially by the CRM or whatever. So there's some good moments in here with Rick and with some of the new characters we'll be introduced to as far as the ones who live. But I do like the relationship between Rick and Pearl as far as the lady, and the fact that the numerous times Rick is trying to escape and trying to get back to who he's trying to get back to, and old girl, like, she ain't got nobody. So she like, this is it. This is like, she needs it. She wants this. And she like, you trying to mess this up. But yeah, man, one of the best moments is definitely between Donald Okafor and Rick. As far as essential moment where Rick is like, nigga, I'm about to just try to kill you. I need to know, what do you want from me? What is it? And then they have a back and forth, man. Very good dialogue. Once again, I want to say they did a good job of building up this character, Donald Okafor. Like, I was thinking we about to get an essential new, not somewhat even a villain, but somebody who is like, not somewhat the opposite of Rick, but kind of like Rick too. But it has somewhat of a mission. But either way, I was thinking we was getting an essential character that was going to be a part of this main show. Shout out to The Walking Dead, because y'all got my ass. Because, yeah, Michonne, man, once again, she's not really in this first episode outside of going into the last half of this episode. But, man, when she shows up, her presence is definitely felt, because after numerous escapes attempts, Rick pretty much just goes into this whole mode of like, that's it. Ain't nothing else. My family is gone. That's it. I need to just look forward. I need to leave the past in the past. He essentially starts to get rid of anything that reminds him of Michonne or the kids, or even just the past period. Virginia and everything, Atlanta, you know, all of that stuff. He want to get rid of anything that reminds him of the past. So now we're getting this transformation into this new Rick, as far as CRM Rick. The thing is, I liked it because, you know, this 5 years has passed. Michonne is a totally different person too. So now we're going to get these two characters coming together, and the fact that they're different people after all these years. The surprise of the episode, though, is I love the trailer, because the trailer essentially is setting us up to believe that they are pretty much going to be on a journey to get to each other. Like, that meetup is probably going to be like in that last episode, or maybe the 5th episode, because I think it's 6 episodes. But that ain't how this works. The another thing is, like I said, building up characters or new characters that we think we're essentially going to have throughout the season. That ain't how this works. And once again, that's credit to The Walking Dead, because we had this whole helicopter scene going on. Rick and Donald are pretty much having a conversation, and Rick is talking about something with his father in the past. And it's an interesting conversation, and we are kind of getting like indulged in this conversation. Once again, it's a lot of good conversation in this first episode, especially between Donald, Okafor, and Rick. But when they having this conversation on the helicopter, once again, it feel like they are trying to draw us into this for what's essentially about to happen out of nowhere, because your boy Donald, the black dude, ends up getting like his chest ends up somewhat exploding, or something comes through it, and then out of nowhere, the nigga's whole body explodes, or the top part of his head explodes. And I'm like, oh, did Rick do something? Is this a Rick plan where we ain't see it coming, and he about to try to make his next escape move? But it don't look like it. It look like Rick is just goddamn lost, just like he is. And I'm like, wait a minute, y'all just killed this dude. I'm thinking this is a main character. No, he is gone. He is out of here. All these good moments we had between him and Rick, all these little back and forth between the two, the seem like character, the build up and development we getting with this guy, and he is gone. So somebody is essentially shooting bombs at the helicopter, and they end up knocking Rick and them, because there's some more people in the back of Rick and them, like basically some other soldiers or whatever, and they end up knocking the helicopter down, and Rick ends up crashing. And out of nowhere, they are trying to run, and they are getting bombs thrown at him, and somebody comes up and ends up killing the other two soldiers that was behind Rick. And once they end up pulling off Rick's mask, comes to find out it's Michonne who was doing this and who brought down the helicopter. I'm like, what the fuck? Because it's not only the fact that Michonne did all of this, like, where is she getting this weaponry from to take down a helicopter? But it's the fact that we're getting Rick and Michonne already in the first episode. Okay. Like that, like I said, I feel like the trailers didn't show anything. I feel like the trailers essentially showing only the first episode, or it's probably some scenes from the second episode, because we do get a preview of the second episode, and it's essentially going to be showing Michonne. While we was watching Rick doing what he's doing, we're going to see Michonne on her way to go find Rick, and probably leading up to the point of her taking down the helicopter, which I'm cool. I'm ready for that. I want to see what is this lead up to that. But the fact that now we're going to get a show and seem like we're moving forward is going to be Rick and Michonne already together. The thing I'm liking is we're going to get two different people at this moment, though, coming together after all these years apart. How are this reunion going to actually go, and how is it going to be? How is their thinking going to be towards each other? That's going to be interesting, man. And I got to get a Walking Dead credit as far as the spinoffs, because I was definitely lackluster on all of these. Like, what are y'all essentially going to try to be able to do with zombies? That's all y'all got is zombies. What are we going to do? they have found a way to make them interesting, even with Dead City, Maggie, and Negan, which I was like, how is this going to work with these two people after everything Negan is done? But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. It's possible I'll be going live with Bigger Ford Entertainment tonight. Make sure y'all go check his channel out. But outside of that, let me know how y'all feeling about this new Walking Dead spinoff with our guy Rick Grimes, Brack, and Michonne, the ones who live. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell to let you know when I upload new videos. Other than that, we out.